Hello. Are we live? I think we're live. Unbelievable. It's true. It's true, it's true, it's true. We're live. Yay. Oh, beautiful. Hello, my 0 viewers. Hello, my 1 viewer. Let's play some Magic. First order of the day. What's limited at the moment? Because Quick Draft just changed, didn't it? Quick Draft through the Yeoman Path. Oh. No! Powered Cube Draft. Oh, I hear that's good. Premier Draft OTJ. That is quite good. I don't have the money for that though. How much does this cost us? OBS, excuse me. We're doing things. Hey! Dang it, OBS. Here, random Chrome window. Switch to that. No, you can't do that. Fine, we'll just make a new one. That one. Capture audio. Thank you. I would like to be above it, please. Thank you. What is... Why? You can capture the cursor, but that's not what MTGA looks like right now. What is going on? Let's try game capture? Nope, delete that. Why? That's so odd. What's going on? MTGA, you've updated and broken everything. Why would you want to do this? But that's not... Okay, hang on. Let's close MTGA and see what happens. And relaunch it. What? That is not MTGA. That is Google Chrome. What? What on earth is happening? What? What? Okay, okay. Add source, game capture, MTGA. Okay, 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 okay. See, this one's working. This one's working. I can powered cube draft and it'll why? Okay, and now if this is my normal screen. That's so weird. I have no idea why all of that happened. Let's go with this. That seems to be working just fine. Cube draft, 10,000 gold. So just a normal draft. Okay, fine. Fine. I will quick draft. Okay. Okay. Everything's working. This is fine. Pick 2 cards. So I feel like obviously, like, this is just a fantastic card, especially in draft. We're just going to take that. And then this is, the problem is this puts us in black-white. I'm not super worried about sending messages on account of the fact that we're sitting at a table with computers. But I mean, I'm not going to take either of these cards to go with the Terminus. Might have taken City Pigeon to go with these, but I think we'll just take them. See what everybody else passes us. Ooh, okay. Aunt May is very good. So is Bane Marked Leonin, just really good at trading with other people's bombs. I mean, we could go black-white. It's not good. What would we need for black-white? We would need... I mean, we might open up the spot, which would be fantastic. But we would instead take... The Archivist is fantastic. Hiding Mundanity is good. The rest of this is pretty meh. So I think we do just take these two and we stay black-white. Okay. Spectacular Tactics. Very good card. I would like to take Eerie Gravestone, but we don't have that much of stuff to ramp or to reanimate. So my thought is, essentially we've got this, which we need to... We want to get to this and then ramp it. But we don't have much of a way to accelerate that. And then we also have this web-slinging game plan. Let's stick, because I don't hate this is really good to see as well, for like just that red green is open, which I should probably realistically take, but it's two other colors. You know what? I'm not actually worried about picking up either of these. Let's do them. See if we get rewarded. Ooh, you love to see him when we've got white webbers. This is the power equal of mountains, so we don't want that. Once again, don't really want the Eerie Gravestone. This would be fantastic in a different set. I reckon we just go the Sinister Hideout. We keep taking lands that'll let us splash whatever bomb that we open. We want to take the Treat Trolley just so we can accelerate into this. Bunch of reds very open. I guess we'll take the Lavaborn Goblins. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. Zero reason to pick up Gravestones aggressively. Ooh, one rare pack. In a set where we could get a triple rare pack, we get one rare. Okay. So sorcery speed, murder, and then discard a card, which is, I mean, this set, right? We could take this for the double white. We could take this for the single white. First strike and vigilance until end of turn. That does make a very appealing aggressive deck. Villain card from your graveyard to your hand. I don't have a ton of like really good stuff. We do want to take a removal spell. We could just take two removal spells, is the other thing. But we're also really not in black aside from exactly this. So if we get rid of that and we say that we're just splashing this, look at our deck completely differently and say we're in white. Not really in white. Red's not great. We'd like to be in green. So we do this and this for a green-white situation. Then we've got at least one of our rares. The thing is, if we're playing green-white, we're not in a good green-white deck. Wouldn't mind this because it ramps. This is a hard call. I think yeah, we pivot out of black. And then we're going to get past a million black cards. Okay, we get past a Bracelet Swarm. There we go. Ta-da! Instantly rewarded. Skyrod is really good, but we also, if we're going to go into green, we should take the Lurking Lizards. Because we need to have good 2 drops. Lizards, Citizen, absolutely. Absolutely take these. Perfect. Let's chop the red out of our deck. Even though we can splash for it. Oh, wow. I'm glad that we pivoted to green. These are just the best cards in the pack. We are getting handsomely rewarded for this. Okay, Skyrod wheels. And then white, blue. Oh, the punish. The absolute punish for not being in black. We open one of the best cards in the set. The best card? I can't remember. And then this is just meh. Utterly meh. This is good if we can increase the number of modified creatures that we have, which... not especially. We might want to take... we'll take this splash for him, and we splash from Mothwind Shroud. So now we're double splashing for black. Wow. Okay. They're just giving us the Spider-Man India. Okay, thank you. We'll take that. We want one of these. One of these two. Oh, actually, we want the principal referee. We're not... ah! No, we've got to take the... we've got to take the favored fighter. We need the treasure token, really. More than anything, it's helping us splash. Just take the 2 cards in our colors. Not mad about seeing either of those, but nothing much to say. Green red land, sure, okay. I would just love a... we're really splashing 2 black cards off. Not much. We're going to take this just as a vehicle because we do need those. White, blue. Okay, second treat trolley, good to see. Okay. Oh. This set is devastating sometimes. Absolutely devastating. But it'll be okay. Okay, so double treat trolley, double favored fighter. That's so rough. We absolutely do not need our 5 mana 3/4. How many creatures do we have? 17? Yeah. I don't think we don't need this. We don't have a way to search the Skyrod. We didn't get the searcher. Scout the city, mill 3 cards. You may put a permanent card from one of them into your hand. If there were dragons in the set, I'd keep these, but there aren't really. This is technically a creature. Do we want to just get rid of the spec tactics? We'll get... no, because they're solid removal is the problem. Get rid of the data scrubbers. It's probably a bit greedy, but it is how it is. We're cutting down to 2 swamps because I assume that if we get to either of our cards, it's off the back of some sort of mana accelerant. Okay, don't hate that. So realistically, in this deck, Zora's not going to do a ton, but it is potentially going to draw removal, which is what I actually want. Yep. We'll just take the 2. And then we have 4 mana. Yeah, we'll go Rouse the Swarm, get ourselves a nice 4/3. Don't hate that. 4 mana 4/3. Honestly, fine. We could Caracal's Lunge. But we'd just be whacking one of those. So I guess we go Trolley. 4, 5, 6. We need 1 more. Let's just do that. And we'll crack a food token later. Okay. That's fine with me. Do you end web them? No, you don't even do that. Okay. Well, I can do that at instant speed, so I'm just gonna pass the turn. Actually, let's do this. Yes. Pay the ward. Huh. Attack for 5? I mean, okay. I just assumed that they had counter magic up. Pass the turn. Because we can do this at instant speed, we can chump block with Zora and then exile her. Oh, my graveyard. Whoops. Okay. That's fine. I thought it was any graveyard. I thought I was dealing with, what's the Wilds of Eldraine? Black Virtue? Is that what it was called? Sir, you're not winning this race. I mean, maybe you are. Okay, so now you have... Oh, what's the study? School days. Huh. Well, don't mind me. I'm just gonna... Yep, sure. Kind of a waste, but that's fine. The fact that it doesn't exile though means I just get it back. Very happy. Okay. Ta-da! Oh, you love to see it. Removal? Removal, right? No? Oh, I forgot to boost it. Whoops. See, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade. Can I remove that at instant speed so they don't get the tokens? No. But if I do this now, they have to put the tokens on Zora instead of on the flying creatures. Endlessly frustrating. Okay. Yeah. This is a spider? Of course it is. Are you kidding me? Trade for an aerialist. Yeah. Three, four, five. If they have a +1/+1, I die. Not a land, please. Unbelievable. I tell you what, the takeaway from that I was not expecting was I should have Mothwing Shrouded the Aunt May. Oh, unbelievable. It's fine, though. It's fine. Oh, beautiful. Hello, first-time chatter. We're just gonna have to chump block this. Oh, fatal. I get it. Ha. we've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. So we can go... If we did this, we can still go 2 drops. Sweet. Alright, let's see if we can get some trades going. This is a creature, any creature. Probably running into something. Like a grow extra arms, but that's how it is. Yeah. We can only hope that we draw the spectacular tactics. And at least now we can attack with Caracals and get this guy. Cool. Now we're getting somewhere. Hopefully we can stop them from bouncing the Clutter Cluster back to hand. Devastating. But they have 1 card left. We need any land that gets us Terminus online. Weird choice, but okay. Oh, because you're not attacking. Interesting. I suppose you don't have any tricks. You're just attacking into a... So I still would have attacked with him. I mean... Pass turn. I don't know what they've got a advantageous board position, but we're waiting for literally any land. Water rip off the top. Okay. So we can't let this die. I was going to say, did you read these? Land. Yes. Pass turn. Mm-hmm. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Goodbye. I'm doing all right, Fatal. Had a house inspection today, but it went well. Disappointing, but that's fine. I would rather the 4/4 than the draw an extra card. Now that we have this online, we have a decent chance of like outvaluing the Brecco. How do we deal with that? I think we're just going to jump block at every turn from now on. Mm-hmm. And every time you attack with that, and I get to... Love to see it. Target a creature you control against flying until end of turn. Do you have any flying on your board? You don't. So I can put threat on you too. That's exciting. I do have to keep drawing creatures for the clock to be meaningful, but I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, he immediately rips a creature with flying off the top. That's just rude. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, interesting. So what I'll do is I'll go here, here, because then that doesn't trigger the draw card. Because I still have... Oh, I could have blocked with a 4/4 and then boosted this. That's fine. That's fine. How's he going to allocate damage? Okay, okay. Conniving the city pigeon. Okay. I mean, we take the card. And that's why. Oh, yes. Land. Interesting. If I boost... If I boost, it'll be a 6/6, and I won't have lethal next turn. I think I'll save it for the defensive. Let's see how this goes. Going for the attack. Hopefully not with exactly a combat trick in hand. Attacking with the Crime Lord, attacking with the pigeon. Yeah, I got a giant reach creature, man. I will keep taking that trade. Mm-hmm. Love to see it. All right, let's go. Oh, I forgot that with quick draft you get an additional loss. Oh, so beautiful. Mana. I love a simple curve out. Makes my day wonderful. Ooh. They're digging. They're in black, so, you know, I might get Louis Scott Vargas. Unfortunately, I cannot do this. Huh. I mean, I'm still going to do this. Yep. That's all I'm doing. Like, I'm saving the Perilous Lunge for something crazy. Oh, now I can't do this! So rude. Cool. Ah, yes, the eerie gravestone. So many things that we could draw off the top. Second Forest would be beautiful. Terminus, we'd be most of the way there. Oh, yes. I'm not going to attack with them because they're just going to double block with these and kill one of them in exchange for nothing. Nothing at all. Yep. Unfortunately, we do have to take that trade. They are just gonna eerie gravestone it back. Oh no, it's from among them. I always forget that. Oh. We top decking. They have a 3/3 flyer and we're top decking. Devastating. Oh. Hey, there we go. That's not nothing. They can do that at instant speed. They can't do that at instant speed, though. I would really like them... Okay. Cracking that means it'll be easier for me to tell if they have a counter magic in hand. Do they whiff? Oh, wow. I mean, 4 lands, though. Yes! That's what we want to see! So 7. Oh, beautiful. So beautiful. That card is not okay. Unbelievable. No, I'm just gonna jam that. I'm not gonna be oh, okay, that's sorcery. We're gonna save him because he's just gonna run into that and then they're gonna, you know. Cool. Yum, 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 yum. Land! Boring. What have we got? What are we after? No! I was just looking at what removal we had to get rid of this. Attacks, discard a card, then draw a card for each discard this turn. Hex of Undeath. I mean, they've only got 6 cards in hand. Hang on. So, if that hits, that hits. I can block 4, 8, 7. Then they're getting through for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Because they need that life. Them ripping it off the top is brutal. Yeah. I don't know that there's... Because I could have ripped a Terminus of Return. That wouldn't have done anything. If I'd had a Spectacular Tactics in hand, that would have been better. Even the Mothring Shroud wouldn't have been great. That's what I don't like about this format. It's just so... not just bomby, but low gas outside of that. Ooh. The awful spider kitten. I meant to think about that for a second, but okay. There we go. Okay. Once again, saving the Mothwing Shroud. Because there's going to be some sort of absolute nonsense coming later. He's going to put a +1/+1 counter on the kitten? No. Oh, he's in a webbing. Mm-hmm. I assume you're getting a white based on the fact that you tapped for white? Yes. No reason not to eat the food anymore. Ooh, we love that. We need, what, one more land for this? Yeah. What are they gonna do? Ooh, nice. Mm-hmm. We'll have our 2 mana 4/3. And then just that. Sick. Huh. Ooh. Yeah, we'll just jam this. Instant, creature, 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 instant. Pass turn. Alright, so now we got a spectacular tactics that you can't discount. Love to know that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Wait, that just affects me? This is me learning that. Are you gonna... Yeah. Even though I know that you have it. Oh, and you love to see it. Huh. Okay. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay, they just went, nah. I mean, valid. It's hard to draft a deck in this format that can deal with Raise Dead every turn. Not even Raise Dead, reanimate every turn. I mean, I'm completely there. Sometimes you just don't have time to try and fight through something that you're like, oh, no, that's online this turn. They didn't want to fight through a gallant citizen recurring every turn. Beautiful. Love this hand. Oh. Boo. And then you get to flip that back to your hand for no cost. Ah. Oh, interesting. You're just straight up 3 colors. Oh, you're splashing for shock, which would be insane. Well, I will happily take the free upcast, as it were. That's pretty good. If we go 3 and then we can go 2, or we can go 4 and then 1. Yes, I would like to get in with my 5/5. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So I could go favored fighter, or I could go 3, and then I've got 1, 2, 3. Let's do that. Do I want to just get in for 6? Yeah. Noted. Getting in for 6 while I can. Oh, are you kidding me? Casual vintage cube card. That does indeed change the math. Okay. This needs to be a 7/7 to block that. This needs to be a 5/5 to trade with that. Artifacts? No! That's fine. We will yet survive. Even though we're taking 5 in the air. Uh-oh. Only 3 in the air, thank God. Okay. If we swing with everything, what do they have to do? So they block here, they block here, they block here, or here rather. So they eat that, they take only this damage, and in return we take 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. No attacking this turn. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can boost that, and we can eat a. We'll get 6. So we can, yeah, we can, doesn't change the math. We can boost that, and we can eat a food. Okay. Okay. I mean, I'm happy if eat 2 foods is my your turn effect. Are you bouncing that? If I'm going to have the best card in the set played on me, can I also have the best card in the set? Can I just rip it off the top, please? Unbelievable. I mean, not unbelievable. Eminently believable. That's the thing that happens in this gruff triplets ass set. Have to get in with one of these guys. can't believe like just playing around this is causing me so much pain. But also, okay. Our single out is now ripping LSV off the top. Oh no, I think we're just dead. We might just be dead. That's fine. We need to live this turn. Why are you mousing over things? What do you have that you can do with 1 mana? Oh, Lively Leap, which is +2/+2. Okay, noted. Obviously, we go there. So, we need to... I'm just dead. It's not even a question. I was just dead to the flying spiders. Ugh. Rough. Upside, we don't have to play the set anymore. Oh, brutal. Telling me we have a week of quick drafting this set. I open 1 rare in my draft packs, and then I get a double rare 8-card pack. Thank you, rare wildcard. You're more useful than anything in this set. What do we got? Red and white, red and white. I mean, the universe wants us to play burn. Do we need to fix anything about this deck before I go in? Oh, this is the spicy one. We're gonna clear our quests, and then we're gonna... I think the Atlas stuff came out today. Yes, Atlas stuff came out today. We have a rank 10 Yu-Gi-Oh! Worst support cards ever to react to. And then we can play Tyranny for a couple hours. Looking forward to that. Oof. Okay. Keep. If my opponent is AFK, I don't want the free win because I'm here to cast spells and complete quests. Here we go. What a rip off the top. I'm proxying a commander deck I own in paper to have a theme across the whole deck. Yeah, for sure. I love doing that. I will put full custom cards in commander decks. Yeah, I feel very strongly that Commander is about sitting around a table with your friends and just... If your friends are down for it, enjoy yourself. I see. Well, I guess I'm not blocking. I can go... I want to dig for lands, but the Razorkin Needlehead is actually making that somewhat frustrating to do. So as happy as I am to see that people are playing Razorkin Needlehead, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, I'm not dead. I go to 1. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oof. Well, this goes 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. Actually, maximize quest completion. Oh, devastating. It's still so sad that this can't target face. It can't target your own creatures to target the Screaming Nemesis. It's very sad. Whoops. Whoops. No turn 1 play. Chuck it back. 4 lands. Me too. Whoop. Double ball wave. Okay. I mean... yeah, Fatal, I'm a big fan of Aminato as well. I guess I'll gain 5 life. It's just a lot of fun shuffling stuff around the table. Oh, so I don't get the 3 life. I am honestly fine with that. Hopefully you have a dragon in hand. No. The Nicol Bolas, I meant R2 lore from War of the Spark. I was around for War of the Spark. But do I remember that specific lore? I can remember Aminatou was around for Duskmourn. No, I don't remember the Nicol Bolas Aminatou lore specifically. Oh my god, it's multiple permanents. So in 2018, she was a Planeswalker, which is what my commander is, yeah. Fantastic Planeswalker commander. Woo! Just very fun. And basically, Nicol Bolas, the Infinity Power Dragon God, was so scared of an Aminatou killing him when he reset the timeline for War of the Spark, he excluded her. Oh, that's amazing. I mean, her whole deal is that she just has ultimate control over time, doesn't she? Oh, Hide Claw, not Bolt Wave. Yeah, Aminatou's great. So rude. Oh, absolutely. Of course you're scared of the little girl Planeswalker. She has time magic powers. Being scared of her is just objectively correct. I'm gonna hold on to this because I think there's a decent chance that we end up upcasting it. That said, our opponent's probably gonna just make a demon this turn. Interesting. Okay. That's gonna be a problem. Making up a proxy of an alternate timeline where she was included in War of the Spark. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Holding this is probably wrong, but it depends. So they go to 11. They're going to use this. Idea so far. Aminatou in queen form, sitting on a throne made from the dead body of Nicol Bolas, and the Planeswalker's weapons laid down on the ground, and they're kneeling in front of the throne in white, black, blue, and gold and dark purple. That goes so hard. Yeah. There's so many cool things that you can do with Aminatou as well. Like if you enjoy the what were the stained glass window cards from War of the Spark. She never got one of those, I don't think. She hasn't had many cards, which is a shame. Okay, we have so many cards we could have ripped off the top. We could have gotten a Bolt Wave would have done it. So 4%. Another 7% for Burst Lightnings. We got 11. That wouldn't have done it. 20% because of the Boros Charm. 29% for the Lightning Helix. Unbelievable. Okay. What a miss. 29%, we missed it. 4, 5, 6, 7. Good game. Oh, so sad. And the whole deck proxy theme is based around alternate versions of Aminatou, or includes Aminatou in her alternate timelines, and the Planeswalkers will look like their soul is being controlled by Aminatou. That is actually... that is scary. I don't know that Aminatou has, strictly speaking, mind control powers. Like, she's one of those time mages who's like, I'm not gonna directly control your brain. Instead, I'm just going to control the choices that you make in the future. Like Yuhabuk from Bleach for, I guess, spoilers for the anime. I'm not actually sure. The manga's been out for years. All right. Let's get all this set up. Capture. Chrome. Hey. And we'll transition. Yes. All right. Yeah, that's going to go awesome. I love the idea of having like a bunch of different planeswalkers, and then you have things like you've drawn Aminatu's net over their head, like the veil. That's awesome. Also, there's a ton of just straight Duskmourn cards you can play that are almost unaltered, because she just seems to really vibe with those Duskmourn moths. Anyway, I'm going to watch these new Avatar cards. Yay. Bro, really? Oh, auto-gen. Whoa. Slow down. All right, hang on. What do we... Back here? Airbender Ascension. When this enchantment enters, airbend up to one target creature. So that's exile it. They can play it again. Turn 2. It's a CEDH deck. Oh, okay. So it's a pre-existing deck. Airbend up to one target creature. Okay, cool. When a creature you control enters, put a quest counter on it. At the beginning of your end step, if this enchantment has 4 or more quest counters on it, exile one target creature you control, then return it. Huh. So it's at end of turn, flicker a creature every turn. That's actually pretty cool. And then that's essentially a piece of removal as well. I'm really down for that. That'll be really fun to play with. Yep, okay. 5 mana legendary dragon, flying, 5-bending 2, so it adds 2 red mana when it attacks, and that lasts until end of combat. When it enters, if you cast them, and there are 3 or more dragon and or lesson cards in your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of it. Except it's not legendary! Whoa! Okay, how do we get dragons into the graveyard quickly, though? This is the problem. I want this to be like a powerful red aggressive card, but this is just going to go into like a Jeskai deck. And then Dragon Tribal. Get +2/+2 until end of turn. That's actually fantastic. That's going to see a ton of play. Getting 2 of them would be amazing. The last Agni Kai. Target creature you control fights target creature and opponent controls. Okay. If the creature the opponent controls is dealt excess damage this way, add that much red. I'm sorry. I can use your 1/1 token to make this into a Seething Song until end of turn. You don't lose on sped. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to have my Darksteel Colossus stomp on your 1/1 insect and make 10 red mana. I'm all for that. Heck yeah. Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that list. That'll be fun. Allies. Okay. Affinity for allies. Up to 2 country creatures control deal damage equal to their power to target creature. Ah, so it's the double punch coordinated clobbering. That's cool. This at instant speed at 3 mana is just straight playable. The idea that I would be jamming this for 1 mana in limited is going to be really, really mean. Aang the Last Airbender. I think we've already seen this one. 4 mana 3/2 flyer. When it enters Airbender on target non-land permanent. Love that. Whenever you cast a lesson spell, Aang gains lifelink until end of turn. Huh. This would probably be really, really good in limited. Not just because it pushes a blocker out of the way, or allows you, a bunch of flickering effects, but the fact that this is a 3/2 flyer that should be relatively easy to keep lifelink on will make it quite good. Aang at the Crossroads. Oh, this is the one that turns into Avatar State. 2 green, white, blue for a 3/3 flying. When it enters, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You can put a creature card with mana value force among them onto the battlefield. Interesting. That's standard playable. Whenever the creature you control leaves the battlefield, transform Aang at the beginning of the next upkeep. Oh, okay. So I can airbend to get him to transform. Oh no, this is a different one. Destined Savior. Land creatures you control have vigilance. Beginning of combat, Earthbend 2. Target land you control becomes a 0/0 creature with haste that's still... Okay, so land becomes a 2/2. When it dies or is exiled, return it to the battlefield tapped. Interesting. So this feels like a card that I could play this and I could immediately trigger whenever another creature you control leaves the battlefield. Whether it's a matter of playing it and then having something come into play that then flickers. Oh, there's so many things here. I'm like, even just like, not a nurturing pixie, but something like that. It's very expensive though. I mean, Commander's gonna love this. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is the one. Avatar Aang, yeah. The way I look at like good in Commander is that if something's good in like CEDH, I'll talk about it as like a Highlander card. But if it's a card that like lets you do fun things and seems like it would be enjoyable to have at the table, that's what I'll mean by good in Commander. Because people people play stuff like Necropotence and they don't realize how good that card is just competitively. I remember this. Whenever you Waterbend, Earthbend, Firebend, or Airbend, draw a card. And it was like, what a shameless tease this card was when it first came out. Okay, so now what we know about this guy is it's easy to Airbend and Firebend. Because so many cards are just like, I cast this and it does an Airbend. There's some cards that we've seen that do cast them and they Earthbend, which is pretty good. Waterbend is going to be an interesting one because that's going to be the hardest of the four, I think, to actually accomplish because it's a cost that you have to pay. Some of your stuff will have Waterbending as an activated ability, which I guess will be the simplest way to do this. Interesting. And then spells you cast cost Wurberg less to cast, get it with a Fist of Suns, and everything's free. And then this can reduce generic costs. I swear that this can reduce generic costs was an actual, like, mechanical change. Oh, wait. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may transform him. If you do, gain 4 life, draw 4 cards, put 4 plus counters on him, and he deals 4 damage to each opponent. I appreciate this very much. That you never end up using the spells you cast cost less. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There we go. I really like the way that they do this with the, like, 3 different versions of a character throughout time. Where have my things gone? There they are. So, Katara, Waterbending Prodigy, 3 mana, 2/3, end step. If it's tapped, put a +1 counter on her. Waterbend is 6, draw a card, which is not exhaust. I think I saw these things and I mentally still think of them as like exhaust, but it is just 6, draw a card whenever you want, and also you can convoke it. And then Katara of the Fields, green, white, blue, 3/3, beautiful. Triggered ability of an ally you control triggers that ability triggers an additional time. Oh, and then you get Maskwood Nexus to make everything into an ally. That is pretty cool. I think that she's just good as it is. Because I assume, if we go back, Aang is an ally, right? Yeah. So all of Aang's stuff will happen twice, even without Maskwood Nexus. And then future versions of her as well. 5 mana, 3/3 vigilance, create a 1/1 white ally token, make a second one. And then base power, toughness XX until end of turn, X can't be 0, activate only during your turn. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you'll play her with things like Roaming Throne, absolutely. There we go. Yeah, solidly. Because color's really not a problem in Commander the way that it is in more competitive formats. So what do we got this guy? 3 mana, 2/4 vigilance, love to see it. Whenever Sokka and at least one other creature attack, draw a card. That's actually really cool. I like that because he's going to bounce off a lot of stuff. They could have made this whenever Sokka and at least one other ally attack, draw a card, and they just didn't. They didn't have to. Alright, Sokka Bold Boomeranger, blue-red for a 1/1. Love to... We know that there's going to be some shenanigans. When Sokka enters, discard up to 2 cards and draw that many cards. I mean... Awesome. Turn 1, Marauding Mako. Turn 2, Sokka is absolutely going to be playable. Whenever you cast an artifact or lesson spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Saga. Interesting. Okay. So after they ban Vivi on November 10th, this is the new Marauding Mako deck. And then Jeskai Soccer. Menace Prowess 3/3 for 4 mana. That's pretty good. I don't think it's going to displace any Shiko decks. But other allies you control have Menace and Prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Ooh, okay. No, maybe it will. That's a lot of stuff. This Monastery Swiftspear wishes it was this guy. There we go, Toph. Oh, Toph doesn't get an in-between 2-color card. 3 mana, star 3, enters Earthbend 2. Power is equal to the number of +1/+1 counters on lands you control. Oh, interesting. I don't know that we've ever seen that line of text before. I would love to play mono green Toph with Awaken cards. I think Awaken from Zendikar is one of my favorite mechanics ever. It's just so satisfying to have giant sorceries that are also like animating your lands. And then Naya for a 3/3 non-token artifacts you control are lands in addition to other types. They don't gain the ability to tap for mana. They just happen to be lands. And then beginning of your own step Earthbend 2. Yeah, that okay. I see what we're doing here. That's fascinating. Something weird's gonna happen with Metal Bender Toth. Yeah. Mycosynth Lattice is a big one. And then something happens to lands. I wonder I'm gonna send to some judges questions about if we have Toph and then we have Mycosynth Lattice to make everything into an artifact, and then we go Blood Moon. And all permanents that are not basic lands are basic mountains. What happens? Oh, beautiful art. Oh, I love this. Look at that. Yes. Zugo Exile Prince. 4 mana, 4/3, firebending 3. 3, exile the top card of your library. You may play the custom. Interesting. Okay. So he's like, he's an uncommon. He's balanced around draft. He's not going to be super great in draft, but if you can put his firebending into something other than his ability, that'd be great. But he can also just replace himself for free, which I don't hate. Yeah, the real deciding factor. Firelord seems to be the colors of the best CDH deck to exist. Mardu, yeah, okay, that tracks. Firebending X, where X is his power. I mean, okay, we're off to a good start. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, and whenever a permanent you control enters from exile, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Wow, okay. Is this the new Prosper? Wow. I love the theming. I love the flavor that he goes really well with airbending specifically. That's wonderful. Underworld Breach. Oh, God. Yeah. 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 We did it. We finally broke Underworld Breach. I don't know that Firelord Zuko is going to see, like, standard play, but maybe. He needs other ways to enable himself. Dante. Okay, Uncle Iroh. Hybrid red-green. Yeah, for sure. Firelord Zuko is going to be incredible. Firebending 1, less than spells you cast, cost 1 less to cast. Love to see that. He's going to be great. I'm going to I'm honestly, there's probably going to be a lot of situations where I'm like first or second picking Uncle Iroh. Firebending, whenever this creature attacks, add red, and then it lasts till end of combat. So there's a bunch of firebending cards that let the mana stay until end of turn. But it's mostly just lets you do extra fancy stuff. It lets you cast more spells, essentially. And if you don't have that, then there are things to activate. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, Iroh Grand Lotus. Teamer. 5/5. 6 mana, Teamer 5/5. Firebending 2. During your turn, each non-lesson instant or sorcery in graveyard has flashback. Flashback cost is equal to that card's mana cost. So you get Underworld Breach, Zuko. Yeah. The flashback cost... Oh. Iroh having passed in flames is rude. During your turn, each lesson card in your graveyard has flashback. What? Wait. I thought that said lesson cards cost 1 less to flashback. Yeah. Yeah, we can go back and... This gets crazy. Yeah, cast any storm card. There's also any number of cards that are like aggravated assault style cards that let you add additional combat steps, so you can re-trigger the firebending. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Firebending's the biggest combo ability in the set, which is crazy considering that airbending is in the set. It's not juice. Oh, there's a ton of cards that prevent the loss of mana. I think there's a Fire Lord in this set coming up. Uncommon Azula, Firebending 2/4/3. Attacks, you lose 1 life and create a clue token. I got confused for a second because I'm like, red doesn't make clue tokens. It's a black card. That's cool. I like that it's essentially you lose 1 life and draw a card whenever she attacks, but if you have a better use for the firebending mana, you can do something else and you can spend the clue token later. Yeah. Just getting the firebending mana over the end of combat barrier into the second main phase makes breaking him incredibly simple. All right, blue-black Dimir Azula. That's so odd. Firebending 2/4/4 for 5 mana. When it enters, target opponent exiles a non-token creature they control. Then they exile a non-land card from their graveyard. Rude. Okay. During your turn, you may cast cards exiled with Azula and you may cast them as though they had flash. Oh. Wonderful. So I can use fire. So this lets me use firebending mana to brainwash people. It does. The lizard over here does look like Toothless quite a bit. Unfortunately, that is just how it looks in the show as well. And then Fire Lord Azula, you can't fix her, don't try. 4 mana, 4/4 Grixis with Firebending 2. I don't care what the rest of this card says, this is probably going to be standard playable. Whenever you cast a spell while Fire Lord Azula is attacking, copy that spell. You may choose new targets. What? Oh, that's insane. Oh, wow, okay. I worry that this will be less good in Commander because it has to actually get to attacking and it doesn't have haste. But like in Standard, that's incredible. That's a tentpole for a deck all by itself. Yeah, yeah. Do you hear the word copy and firebending? Yes. Zhao! Zhao better be an absolute jobber. 3/4, 2 black-red hybrid. 4 mana, black-red hybrid. Firebending 2, whenever you sacrifice another permanent, creature you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Yeah, okay. See, this is a good example of the card that I don't like with Firebending, where they add a bunch of mana and then it doesn't do anything. Yeah, Azula's going to be incredible. This guy's terrible. I could see myself passing, like, wheeling this guy. Oh, it is so cute. Yes. Badgermole, Mythic Badgermole. When this creature enters... Sorry, 5 mana, green 4/4, when it enters Earthbend 2. That's just going to be fantastic in Limited. You love 2 bodies for 5 mana. Creatures control with possible on them have trample. Yeah, beautiful. Zuko, the new king of CDH. I mean... Yeah, I could see it. And then... 2 mana 2/2, when it enters Earthbend 1, whenever you tap a creature for mana, add an additional green. Oh. Wait. I can go turn 1 Llanowar Elves, turn 2 Badgermole Cub, then tap the Llanowar Elves for an additional 2 mana something. That's crazy. That's so good. And it doesn't... Oh, and if I want... If I tap the Llanowar Elves first... And... Oh, interesting. I was thinking through... If I could add an extra color. If I tap the Llanowar Elves and the turn 1 land. And then I have a second color land. I can tap that after it's been Earthbent. And it's a 1/1. And it'll add an extra green. But it has to... I have to use the turn 2 land to cast the Badgermole card, because when something becomes Earthbent, it'll gain Summoning Sickness, which is absolutely going to screw me over. Yeah, you'll love the Ascension cards. That's... Dragonfly Swarm. 1 blue and a red for a star 3. I'm just going to have power toughness equal to the number of... yeah. Flying Ward 1, number of non-creature, non-land cards in your graveyard. Ooh, interesting. Okay. When it dies, if there's a lesson card in your graveyard, draw a card. Oh, that's fantastic. I will love drafting that deck. Rabaru Troop. 5 mana white cards for a 3/5 landfall. Whenever land control enters, this creature gains flying until end of turn, you gain 1 life. Plane Cycling 2. Okay, there's the actual card. I think landfall's been in white before. Yeah, because they had like step links and stuff. I love these art pieces. North Pole Patrol. Oh my god. I can hear Sam and Adrian messing that up. Alright, 3 mana, 2/3, tap, untap another target permanent you control. I mean, that's gonna be used responsibly. Waterbend, 3 tap, tap target creature and opponent controls. That's... I mean, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Waterbending, famous for using artifacts. Hearing Dante Butzko suddenly using Magic Ease is so odd, even though if I were a betting man, I'd say he absolutely plays Magic. That in a VV deck, I mean... Oh, wait, hang on. I got thrown by the Badger Maul being a card we'd seen before. The untapped card in a VV deck. Yeah. VV decks, I almost don't know what a competitive, like a CDH VV deck would look like, because I'm so used to how crazy VV is in Standard. But even something like tapping it to, like, continually untap the Soul Cauldron would be insane. This is great. I love that this only works in multiples. Prowess, Firebending X, where X is this creature's power. But then you can't do anything with the Firebending on this card, which... Excuse me a minute. I need very brief bio break.
Begin my night, not expecting the fright of my life. She was perfect from what I could tell. How could I not see the danger right in front of me?
My favorite food is fish.
Baby, that's my favorite too.
I love cutting dogs.
Baby, I love Scooby-Doo. Hey girl, what's your favorite film? She said the best movie of all, a masterpiece of art called
Human centipede, human centipede.
I think that I'm gonna get murdered tonight.
Human centipede, not ironically.
She said
The costume design was a highlight. I like it for the plot.
tell me what the plot's about.
German doctors say three people as to mouth.
Cool.
Human centipede.
Please God save me. I think that's a red flag. I don't want to get stabbed. She said
Human centipede is a tour de force.
I think holy shit I'm gonna be the main course. She said
I admire the narrative of character growth.
I tried to get the waiter's attention by blinking in Morse code.
Why are you blinking so much?
I've got something in my eye.
Here, let me get it out.
No, thank you. I don't want to die. Bonjour, sir was blinking at me. Is this because your date is a freak? No. Very good then. Bon appetit.
Stop hiding behind your silly made-up red flag. To not take a chance on the best relationship you never had.
Maybe you're right and I'm looking for excuses. My heart's got bruises, but I'm ready to choose this life.
You can be the love of my life.
One day we'll get married and be husband and wife, with a tasteful ceremony at the wedding of our dreams.
Only if the wedding's theme.
Tell me what the thing's gonna be.
Human centipede, human centipede.
We could save on the catering bill.
All right, back to it. I don't know about Firebending Student, because it's not... Firebending Student in a VV deck doesn't have any activated abilities. And the VV decks in Standard don't have much space. It's good. And my brain sees that and thinks it's going to be fantastic, but it not having haste means it's very much not Monastery Swiftsphere. And 2 mana is very, like, a lot. Upper Steadfast Guardian. Oh, this was one of the early preview cards. Flash flying 4 mana. When it enters airbend any number of other target non-land permanents you control. Absolutely beautiful. And then whenever you cast a spell from exile, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. The hilarious thing about this is that it's not going to see play in like nurturing pixie decks, because most of the stuff that you want to bounce costs less than 2. I mean, some of it's still great. Like this airbending a nowhere to run is fantastic. Ooh. Oh no, leaves from the vine. I hate when sets make me cry. 2 mana saga, uncommon. Mill 3 cards, and then create a food token. Okay. Put a +1 scanning on each of 2 target creatures you control. That's pretty good in limited. Draw a card if there's a creature or lesson card in your graveyard. Ooh. Airbending and anti-causal vestige. Yeah. Yeah. That's gonna be rough. Airbending with all of the warp cards is going to be really, really good. Oh. Ooh. Okay. 4 mana, 2 chapters of Scry 2, then draw a card, and then flip it. And it's a 4/3. Whenever you cast a spell, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token with can't block or be blocked by non-spirit creatures. Huh. I love that they're typeless avatars. Waterbend 20, take an extra turn after this one. Okay, this one does exhaust itself. There we go. Huh. Interesting. And if you've... Interesting. With this guy, he's got exhaust, take an extra turn after this one. But if you flicker him, he comes back as the Saga, so you can't... That's an interesting challenge. I like that. Because if you flicker him, I'm pretty sure if you copy him, he comes back as the Saga. I don't know about that. That's fascinating. That's a good design. Does this mean we get Kyoshi, Avatar Kyoshi? Invasion tactics, yes. When this gem is creature you control +2 until the end of turn. Whenever one or more allies you control deal combat neutral player, draw a card. Interesting. Playtesting time. Yeah, yeah. Playtesting. Sometimes these overrun effects are really good, but it not giving any sort of trample and is rough. At least it pluses all creatures you control, even if it only triggers off of... Even if it only triggers off of allies hitting. Yeah. This is going to be good if there's a lot of allies at lower rarities. Yes, learn and lesson. Oh, you'll love to see it. Or is it just lessons as a subtype? Choose one or both. Target creature gets -1/-1. Put a +1. Oh, skullduggery, my beloved. I'm disappointed they couldn't say a -1/-1 counter. Do we get fancy cards? Ooh, beautiful. I do love these. That said, if you run this as your commander card, That's rude. Sit down at a CDH table with this perfectly legal card you purchased from Wizards of the Coast. And it's like, so what does this card do? It has firebending, X, where X is its power. And then whenever you cast a spell from exile, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. I don't know if that's correct. And that's a bad thing. This has too much text on the base card for that to be textless. Look, it looks cool. I won't deny it. Yeah, these I really like. I look forward to making a bunch of custom cards with these. That is a different person. That face, that is not soccer. Yeah. It's just a borderless card. Oh my. Mm-hmm. Okay. I've been seeing these cards and they've looked a little bit a little blurry, which I have not been super hyped for. They don't look better here. We're at full 1080p. I mean, it's hard for me to be mad about Dark Depths as Boy in the Iceberg. But like those are not crisp. Okay, that looks fine. That looks fine. Yeah. See that? Good. Powerful cards should drop down. But also, like, it depends on how common these cards are. Because the Mystic Remora might, like, that reprint might still sit at like $5. Okay, so $5 is a reduction in price. I didn't. Oh. My God. I hope that comes down then. That's crazy. Love to see Jumpstart cards. I'm not going to pause on the Jumpstart cards, though. Watch. Yes. This is not... I've seen the crazy standard version of that one. Because it was the top of the Reddit. I'm sorry. No, we got to take a second. She adds red mana for firebending, and then she has a black activated ability. That's rude. Whenever a player attacks, add 6 red. So he firebends whether he's attacking or not. That's fun. If he dies, if he wasn't a spirit, return him back. Might turn around and buy a fancy version of Zuko before it jumps in price. I think the best timing for... Oh no, we got to read this one. I think the best timing for buying a fancy version of a card is you've got to... Because if you try to buy it now, it'll be some sort of irrational pre-price. Do they tend to like dip after release and then go up as the cards come out of print? That's my question. Because surely Fire Lord Zuko is pretty hyped as it is. Anyway, happy for all the Commander Shrine players. You need a you need one of those stock market programs where you tell somebody, hey, can you buy this card if and only if it drops below this price? Perfect time within about 2 weeks. Yeah, that tracks. That makes intuitive sense to me. When Haybite enters, reveal custom top of your library until you reveal a shrine card. You can put it on the battlefield and shuffle. So you don't get to play this in a deck with no shrines and put your entire deck into the graveyard. As much fun as that would be. And then Wurberg, for each legendary enchantment you control, create a spirit creature token with can't block or be blocked by non-spirit creatures. I mean, in terms of shrine support, I guess it's another shrine commander as opposed to the shrine commanders that we already have, which I assume are very expensive. Nice. This is not the Avatar Kyoshi I wanted. I wanted the Flip Saga Avatar Kyoshi. This is the most kawaii Toph I've ever seen. That's cool. I think that's my favorite. Because that Zuko is going to be every Seed player's wet dream. Yeah, true. I mean, of course. That's cute. I do love that. Soul Ring, that's stretching it as usual. And Swiftfoot Boots. People still play Swiftfoot Boots? I mean, I love the frame. Oh, yes. Counter up to 4 target spells. Whoa, 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 whoa. This is going to be interesting. This is like, it doesn't untap lands by default. But that's proper gut. That's very nearly Gushworthing. That's going to be exciting. Nice. Oh, adorable. Whenever it or an ally enters, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to target creature. That's fun. Oh. I love that the romance here is between Iroh and Momo. And then Toph being a powerful single woman. Oh. You love it. Nice. Grand. Whenever Grand becomes tapped, draw a card, then discard a card. Ooh. Non-creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast as long as there are 3 or more lesson cards in your graveyard. That's awesome. So yeah, we're not getting learn as a mechanic. It's just lesson tribal. That's fascinating. Okay. Create a food token. Whenever you sacrifice a food, you may search the library for a basic land card, put it onto the battle I tapped. If you search the library this way, put this creature onto the bottom of its own library. Okay, so you sacrifice a food, but it tucks this. Interesting. Yep. Not me yet. Devastatingly. Nice. No. Oh, that's great though. I'm excited for that. I want to see more of what's going on in the in the set. Do they have any more to show us? No, just the first look and stuff. Commander Box League is just going to be Zuko's. I mean, yes. All right, Fatal. Do you have like a Mox Field for your deck? I want to look at this thing. I want to look at this Aminasu deck that we put aside. We put aside for a second. Before we go on to top 10 worst support cards of the decade. It's important for me to watch these things because I learn about how terrible cards have been in the past. Ooh, all right, excellent. Decks, there we go. There we go. All right, let's look. It's so quiet all of a sudden. Okay, okay. There we go. So we start with Aminatou, and then we've got two Teferis. Okay. Nice. The properly rude deck. This is not what I expected to see when I see an Aminatou deck. When I see an Aminatou deck, I'm thinking that it's going to be like a Zedru stuff. Tutor Fairies getting Aminatou is hilarious. Spark Double will be very fun to alter for your Aminatou plan. That's fantastic. Vestiges, yeah. Nice. I assume Corpse Knight is in because of... Yeah, I see Felidar Guardian. I assume there's an infinite loop in there of some kind. Yeah, Displace a Kitten. There we go. Famously fair and acceptable card. What's the... Can I group by mana value? Yeah. Got Moxes. I assume we have ways to untap them. Exile on the permanent you own, the return of the battlefield on your control. Oh, of course. Yeah, it's just Aminatou does that. And then you flicker the Aminatou and it does Felidar Guardian forever. Yeah, of course. We did it. We broke Felidar Guardian. And my instinct is also to be like, isn't that a little bit inconsistent? But it's Commander. This card is always there. Yeah, and then Altar of the Brood. That's gross. I like this. This deck goes off incredibly fast. Still wild to me that Mana Drain is not on the Game Changers list. Truly shows you that this is based entirely off vibes. Thoracle, I suppose it makes sense. You mill yourself and then Thoracle. It just feels weird to see Thoracle as a, essentially an alt win condition. Spider Woman. Yeah. I mean, obviously Spider Woman is waiting for some sort of Game Changer list update. Not that we have any indication of when that would be. Oh, Stasis. Stasis 25 Pokemon. Yeah. Stasis is also another card that I'm like, wait, that's not a Game Changer? Because that's miserable. God, this deck looks so mean. Oh, this is why I don't play CDH. I play Standard where, like, there's a base level of nonsense. And then I play Casual Commander where I can play, like, Dredge Saskia, and that's considered rude. This is... Oh, this is insane. I come to other people like you, Fatal, who tell me what's going on in larger Eternal formats. Paragon Drake, Yorion, yep. Force of Will, Muldrifter. And then Ulamog, so you never accidentally mill yourself out while you're Thoracling. Gorgeous. How do I stop this deck from showing me all these fancy versions so I can more easily see what the cards are? And just Battlefield deck. Yes, of course. Glacial Chasm. And then you just flicker it forever. Can I just search for Clutch? There it is, Clutch of the Undercity. Oh! I remember this card. Transmute was a mistake. That's crazy. It's wild to me that I think back to Ravnica, and I remember so many cards being terrible, and then you're like, oh wait, no, there were some real design mistakes in there. Yeah, and then Muddled Mixture, yeah, another Transmute card. The Transmute cards are fantastic. I remember my friend, yeah, if you draw a Clutch, you draw a Fell card. I mean, you still need to transmute it, but yes. The extra tutors are fantastic. I remember my friend, Sam, was upset when he couldn't get his hands on a Dizzy spell so he could transmute for High Tide. It's actually kind of amazing how how many innocent seeming cards from Ravnica turned out to be pure mistakes. All the Transmute cards are just absolute nonsense. Oh yes, of course. Like, what is this? Yeah, you draw a mixture, you draw a Thoracle. Yeah. I mean, these kinds of cards are incredible just for the amount of toolboxing that you can do with them, which is part of, like, that's part of the format, is that you kind of have to build a toolbox deck because Singleton with that many things is just impossible to make consistent. These is crazy. So many cards here that I'm just like, I would never own a physical copy of these, but proxying them up and making a fancy Aminatu version of this deck sounds like so much fun. Why am I blinking on what Corpse Kite is? Corpse Knight. There we go. Yes. Yeah. That's so nice. If you're going to stack the cards like this. Yeah. I like that the Urza Saga can get the Altar of the Brood as well. Because I was just thinking about what that searches for that isn't just the Moxes. As much as getting to chapter 3 of an Urza Saga is somewhat unlikely in that sort of setting. No, that's really nice. I'm so upset that I said that Spider-Woman was bad. I don't know if I said like bad, but I didn't pick that she was gonna be like vintage playable. I don't think her short's out yet. Spider-Woman, yeah, she comes out mid-November. said she's just a good human hate bear. I mean, that's not untrue. Yeah, this is so rude. You can tell I'm a casual player because I saw Aminatu and I'm like, ooh, fun, alting to like turn the table around stuff, and you're like, yeah, what are you talking about? It's a Felidar Guardian deck. Rude. Oh, yeah, that's fantastic. Oh. How many cards in this deck would be not considered design mistakes? Suppose this is fine. This is a mistake because it comes from a Modern Horizon set. All right. That's fantastic. Oh, I really want to see some of these cards. Hang on. Sort by type. The idea of some of these cards being made into Aminatu altars is really fun. Elish Norn as an Aminatu altar is going to be great. Thoracle would be something really fun to do with. Because I wonder if you do an art that's like got actual Thassa and interacting with Aminatu in some way. I can't believe Shield Red is just so good that it just goes in the deck. Like, realistically, if we're casting this, we're not doing great, but it's just that good. We need Ulamog. We need an Ulamog art that's Ulamog and there's just got Aminatu sitting on the shoulder a little bit like that. That's fantastic. Can sneak Dovin onto the card there. That's fun. These ones are all pretty straightforward as cards go. Nothing really fancy. Do you do the One Ring on Aminatu's hand, or do you do it like in her hands, like Hobbit style? That's a fair question. Oh, I wonder. Oh, so rude. All right. I'm watching my next thing. We're going to learn about terrible, terrible cards. Oh, you do alter. I suppose, yeah, there's always going to be a situation where there's stuff to steal. On a necklace with a chain like Frodo. Yeah, absolutely. Gotta switch what this is doing. There we go. Step to music. And then excuse me. There we go. It's still not doing it. Oh, it's because I got YouTube Music up. That's why. That one. That one. Capture audio. Window title must match. Thank you. Ready?
How many cards?
Thank you. Finally.
10 years ago, I set out into Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTubing, or as some would call it, yogurt tubing, with merely a deck, and wait, I didn't actually have any cards.
Wait,
with
what?
a set of Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro deck files and a dream. A dream to rank 10 Yu-Gi-Oh! cards! And then I didn't even rank them. They weren't in order. Half-assing it from day one, baby. While the top 10 era of the channel quickly ran its course, it remains to me an artifact of simpler
King shit.
times, both on YouTube and in my life putting off studies to talk about card games on the internet. I failed an exam in counseling skills to bring you top 10 winged beast monsters. The reason you don't get as many uploads anymore is because I finished college, so I don't have any more exams left to fail. It's so much easier to motivate yourself to do unimportant things when doing important things, rather than other unimportant things. Oh my god. After the fittingly 10th top 10
How
video,
dare.
the channel took
How
its first
dare.
out of the many pivots to come,
Don't call me out
revisiting
like
the
that.
idea for its first anniversary, as well as a quick but sincere April Fool's special. Why am I talking about this in third person? It's my channel. And then the handsome Rod, I got a bright idea. To round out this decade, why not return to the roots and simply talk about some dogshit cards?
Yay!
And that's precisely the subject of this anniversary special. Welcome to the Rank 10 Yu-Gi-Oh! 10th Anniversary Top 10 Worst Archetype
God,
Support
that's
Cards!
so loud.
Extravaganza. Now, the standards for
Oh
what
my
constitutes a
God.
horrible support card have shifted over the years, both in the game itself as well as in my personal assessment. And so, the main
Bruh.
factor I took into consideration for this list is context. While the vast
Is.
majority of the old top 10s absolutely consisted of total garbage, a lot of it was either basic adaptations of anime cards, which tend to be clunky or overly specific for the dual writer's convenience, or just generic support, which, while objectively useless within the archetype, simply shares its theming without ever intending to be a valuable asset. Today I'm gonna try and stray away from these boring, obvious picks, and talk about cards from the past decade that I deem to have no reason to be as bad as they are, and have not talked about already. Also, in between each spot, you will be
Left
graced by the
walking?
highlights of some sweet channel fan art submitted by the lovely people who participated in the Rank 10 Yu-Gi-Oh! Art contest, with the remaining submissions being in the description. Alright, that's it. I mean, we're ready. Like, there's nothing left to say. Let's go,
Yay.
baby. Let's do this. I'm ready, dude. Let's rank 10 Yu-Gi-Oh! Number 10. One day, the Abel-Star the Black Witch was minding her own fucking business when suddenly, goblins! And then there were no more goblins, the end. But while they existed, goblin bikers enjoyed swarming the field, stealing Xyz materials, and making extra deck monsters with ranks in multiples of 3. Due to their very specific
Okay.
plundering playstyle, goblin bikers saw a bit of prominence against Ryziels, who very much like having their Xyz materials, so you could see how this would be a problem. While they quickly
Ah.
came and went, a part of the deck that never hit the field in the first place was Goblin Biker Troika Griare. It's a rank 3 light warrior with 1700 attack and 0 defense, requires 2 or more level 3 monsters, and while 3 or more Xyz materials are attached to monsters in the field, goblin monsters you control
Monsters in
can
the
attack
field.
directly. Once per turn,
Okay.
if a monster is normal or special summoned while this card is in the monster zone, except during the damage step, you can target one of those monsters, detach one material from a monster on either field, and if you do, change the targeted monster's battle position. Once per
Something I don't understand about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is why on earth... Hang on. We'll get the big pointer for this. Why on earth... I am capturing cursor. Good. Why on earth it's a monster thing... You could target one of those monsters. It's... If one or more creatures enters, why do those creatures need to get targeted? That just feels so needless. This is a low-text Yu-Gi-Oh! Card, to be honest. Detach one material from a monster on the field. And if you do, change the targeted monster's battle position. Oh, It's not even tap target creature.
Turn when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can detach one material from a monster on either field, and if you do, negate that attack. Doing away with vicious fanged animals in favor of a kindly old turtle is really a stylistic flourish here, you know? Perfectly encapsulates the effect. The direct attacking could be cute with all the swarming going on, but it's hardly anything relevant
turns
to the
off
deck's
its own direct
playstyle,
attacking.
unless you really miss Dustons and want to relive the glory days of
What
Goblin
on-
King OTK. Along with
What?
style, unless you really miss Dustons.
You know, Magic's art design has a lot to learn. That's a couch. This is a carpet. These are dust mites. That's incredible. Look at this man's face. He's seen some things.
And want to relive the glory days of Goblin King OTK. Along with that, both the battle position change and the attack negation effects are so quaint that it's funny. Even in the context of using them to trigger on the opponent's turn, the rank 3 and 6 pools already have way better options for it. Maybe if some Goblin Bikers had effects that go off on position change, or the deck was primarily battle focused, you could make an argument for running this, but neither of those things are true. And seeing how this was barely a relevant archetype in a lore series that's long been wrapped up nice and tight, I don't think that's about to change. It's a filler card in a filler archetype. However, I do like turtles.
Don't worry, little thing. I'll protect you.
I wish I was half this funny.
Number 9. When they're not defining the meta, a lot of TCG archetypes follow a certain trend. Interesting first wave that shows a good bit of potential if fully realized, followed by a support wave that could roughly be described as eldritch. A TCG deck being consistent in its badness is actually a pleasant surprise since it's so prevalent for them to move on from an incomplete but promising playstyle with a total swerve into clunky garbage with no cohesion that it almost seems mandated. Anyway, you guys ever hear about Destina? It's a weird, mysterious looking aqua archetype based around turning your opponent's cards face down and then... I don't know, you figure it out. Destina started out as a weirdly slow and self-sabotaging deck.
That sounds like a lot of commander decks that I read. Where it's like, I do a thing, and then I win the game from there. How? How do you do that?
That at least had some cool ideas and rank 10 potential with their boss monsters. However, instead of improving their speed and versatility, the archetype's second wave took a confusing route best represented by Tainted of the Destina. It's a level 5 Dark Aqua with 2000 attack and 0 defense, and you can tribute summon this
See what
card
I mean?
face
This
up
is
by
just a
tributing
normal
one
amount of
face
UVO
down
text.
monster your opponent controls. This card's level
So hang on. You can tribute summon this card face up by tributing one face down monster. Oh, okay. I love that it's you can tribute summon. This does a thing if it was normal summoned. This does trigger this, but you wouldn't know that.
becomes 10 if it was normal summoned or set. If this card is sent to the graveyard except from the field, you can target one Tistina monster you control.
Okay.
This turn it can make a second attack during each battle phase, also you can only attack with one monster.
What?
The reason why I find this card so offensively stupid is that it only does one thing, which the archetype was not doing beforehand, and does it badly. You see, without addressing any of Tistina's actual problems, the support took it into a weird OTK direction, using the deck's gimmicks as a stepping stone, intending you to first go through the effort of summoning Crystal God and do some mass flipping, normal summon this by Kaiju one of the face downs, overlay them into their new rank 10 that wipes the rest of them, detach Tainted for Divinity's effect that gives it 2000 more attack, and then use Tainted's floating effect to let it swing twice and hit for game. Man, the 10 card Ojama King Unstable Evolution OTK's got competition. This is
That's
just
so
ass.
specific.
It would have been considered mediocre 10 years ago, let alone today. If any step of this incredibly inconsistent process runs into any
This came
form of
out in
interruption, your
2020.
entire turn becomes tainted, and you just have to pass in embarrassment. As is tradition, this deck received a single piece of OCG support that salvages whatever it can, and while it's not exactly
Unbelievable.
Spiral Double Helix, Miasma Dragon offers enough easy combo potential to
This
completely
is-
sideline this unwieldy excuse for a win condition. You might still run stuff from the second wave in a modern Tistina deck, but you
Wait, hang on. Am I supposed to be able to tell those two artworks apart?
Miasma Dragon offers enough easy
Hang on,
combo
hang on,
potential
hang on,
to
hang on,
completely
hang on, hang on.
sideline this unwieldy excuse for a win condition. You might still run stuff from the
Like, I'm sorry, this is a creature, this is a spell. This must be a spell that depicts creatures. That's crazy.
second wave in a modern Tistina deck, but you definitely won't have to taint your deck with this. My taint itches.
I mean, I've seen plenty of cards that that go into a deck and then don't align with what that deck does, like goal-wise. Sammy Wildcat Captain is one that I keep seeing in Edge of Eternities. I have so many bits about what the first E stands for that I forget if it actually is Edge of Eternities. Where, yeah, it's like it's a big affinity card, but then it doesn't actually help affinity in any particular way.
Number 8. If you have a lack of experience with the deck, you might assume that Dual Avatar is just another forgettable, underpowered, linear, pack filler warrior archetype. And you'd be 100% correct. Their playstyle focuses on spawning a shit ton of tokens and then making them into some
I mean, I don't hate them. 2 dual avatar monsters, 2 dual... Okay, cool. I don't hate that.
remarkable fusions, which get slightly powered up if you use their 2 main deck monsters. These are also the main materials for their incredibly demanding higher level fusions, of which the most impressive is just a guy who's a giant Runade on legs. Or feet. They also flirt a little bit with self-popping for extension, but don't get it twisted, these were not Unchained nor Fire Kings. Exploding.
I don't know what those mean.
3 years later, a surprise drop of a lonely new piece of support.
Oh!
What the fuck is Dual Avatar? Are those your Senjus? Dual Avatar Manifested Aun is a level 4 light warrior fusion with 0 attack and defense, requires 2 Dual Avatar monsters, and this card gains the following effects based on the original name.
So you can't cheat it. That's crazy. So this is like a 2-color card. This is a card that costs green, white, and then it gains effects based on the mana spent to cast it. That's rude. This could say win the game, and I would be like, that's bad.
Names of the materials used for his fusion.
Clay Champion.
With Dual Avatar, Empowered Kongyo, the attack
not.
of your battling Dual Avatar monsters becomes 3000 during damage calculation only, and Dual Avatar Empowered Mitsujaku, once per opponent's turn, you can target 1 card on the field, banish it. If this fusion summon card is destroyed, you can special summon 1 Dual Avatar Fists Yuhi and 1 Dual Avatar Feet Kokoku from your deck, and if you do, they cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects.
The feet thing kills me.
These effects probably sound fine to those less jaded, but with the amount of effort it takes to put out both of the high-level fusions in this deck, fusing them away into this stupid mess is the last thing you should be doing. You'd first need to rebuild your field for the...
So I'm not fusing away the generics that he showed. I'm fusing away those fancy high-level... I'm not those ones, but like... Oh, that's crazy.
These 2 are not handed out like candy. You need to work to put them on the field, so something that replaces them better be worth the effort, which these effects absolutely aren't. The only thing worth salvaging here is the floating, which makes the card a decent target for instant fusion, as it can be subsequently popped for one of their extenders. However, it then makes the summon monsters indestructible, while one of them needs to pop the other to search. Did I forget how this deck worked? There's still a bit of synergy here with triggering Kokoku's
I have seen
search,
many
but the
videos
card
where
just
that's
feels
what
like a
happens.
designated mediocre target for instant fusion, with the rest of the effect being put there as a little treat for insane people. Also, the art sucks because it's just the tokens wearing pants, and I like my tokens butt-ass naked.
We'll be right back to Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s on Disney XD.
How
Yeah, because it's number 7. In case you were exclusively seeing red and feeling ringing in your ears whenever true King of all calamities would hit the field, it's entirely reasonable that you might have missed what the opponent even used to make the...
I'm sorry, what? What?
make the card. And unless they were cool enough to be playing Moisture Creature Turbo, the engine in question was most likely Virtual World, a vibrant little archetype of Wind Psychics and Earth Worms. They're mainly based on Banishment, and similarly to an earlier deck, Extra Deck plays in multiples of 3. Coincidence? Well, actually, yes. They were also particularly centered around their spell and trap lineup of so-called gates. Since their launch in 2020, the deck has had a fair bit of relevance, mostly due to their ability to consistently shit out VFD, or Viscous Fudge Disaster.
I swear I did this. I swear I was doing this before he was doing this as a bit. This is so this card's actually, from what I remember, this card's actually insane. Yeah, because it once during either player's turn, you turn off all of your opponent's cards, lose abilities, and they can't attack, which effectively turns into you take an extra turn.
faster in the TCG, but their own extra deck lineup had a good bit of utility as well. Specifically, with the decks theming in Chinese mythology, their Xyz monsters were themed around the 4 auspicious beasts, that is, the Azure Dragon, Vermilion Bird, Black Tortoise, and White Tiger. White Tiger.
Oh no.
White Tiger. Where did you put him? More like suspicious beasts. Inexplicably, it took about 3 years for this group to get completed, and when it finally did, opinions were mixed. Virtual World Tiger Fufu
I'm
is
so
a
ready
rank
for
9
this to be
earthworm
terrible.
with 2600 attack and 2800 defense, requires 2 or more level 9 monsters, and it gains the following effects based on the number of Virtual World Gate cards you control. 2 or
Okay.
more, this card can attack directly,
That's
and 4,
terrible.
this card is unaffected by activated card effects except Virtual World cards. Once
That's-
per turn during either player's turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 effect monster you control and 1 effect monster on the field with a different type and attribute from it, negate their effects until the end of this turn. Okay, I lied. The opinions weren't mixed. They were perplexed. For a deck that used to make the most out of its ability to produce multiple level 9s, the lack of a rank 9 Xyz within the archetype felt like a bit of missed potential, especially after
Yeah.
the banning of the very friendly dragon. Having the card finally unveiled after the archetype lost most of its steam put a lot of expectations on it, which were then quickly dashed for several reasons. For one, the direct attack effect is just embarrassing. What are we playing here, War Rocks? The only
Yeah.
thing in the archetype it has any interaction with is probably under the card as an Xyz material. The second effect would be okay if it wasn't for the fact that you very rarely have 4 gates in the back row, and
That's
even
like having it's genuinely equivalent to having like 4 actual fully cast enchantments on the battlefield. That's insane. That would never go off. And then it's
you did, protection on a single monster is the last thing you need at that moment.
Yeah.
You'd think you could salvage this with some of that quick negation, but it has the most specific targeting condition on the planet for no reason other than playing in with the archetype's gimmick of differing card types, along with only working for monsters on the field and negating your own. The gates already offer interruption and negation, which while not quick,
Yeah.
is much more conducive to the
It's
deck's
a win
playstyle
more
than
card that
wasting your
makes you win
resources on
less.
Tiger Poo-Poo. Additionally, the monster never received a corresponding gate like the rest of the Xyz, so I think even Konami would most rather pretend this one never happened. They can
Why?
perform a quintillion calculations per second, but none of them can ever explain what went wrong here. Number 6. To say that Sky Strikers are not starved for support would imply that they were ever hungry in the first place. While I do enjoy this archetype's jet-themed Mecha Musume aesthetics, I don't like its playstyle enough to care for its
Yeah.
aggressive
Sky
omnipresence in the
Strikers do
meta,
kinda
nor
go
the
hard.
marketing that persisted way past the deck's tier 1 relevance, culminating with the debut storylines of the OCG Stories manga and Chronicles web show, an alt art for Rhoda, as well as the cover of the most comprehensive Yu-Gi-Oh card art book ever being populated by a single solitary monochrome render of Ray. Other decks exist! But as it tends to be the case with
I loved Madolce cards because they were cute, and I love Sky Strikers.
the archetypes
They're
composed of more
badass.
than 30 cards, not all of them can be winners. Specifically, the manga was accompanied by a decent chunk of support inspired by its characters and events, so
Cool.
while these
Yeah,
are
yeah.
technically an adaptation of existing material, none of this material was actual cards. Therefore, Konami had free reign to make them as good or bad as they wanted, and they wanted bad.
they wanted
Aileron is a level 1 wind machine with 0 attack and defense,
That's
and is
just
always
a lady. Why? Like, I like the nice. It's just one word name, and then always treated as a Sky Striker card. There's space for Sky Striker Aileron.
treated as a Sky Striker card. You keep telling yourself that, buddy. A Sky Striker race monster equipped with this card gains 400 attack. You can only use one of the following effects of Aileron per turn, and only once that turn. During either player's main phase, you can target one Sky Striker ace monster you control, equip this card from your hand or field to
Okay,
it.
from
if
the
this
hand.
card on the field is destroyed, you can send one Sky Striker spell from your deck to the graveyard. Plain and simple, this card was sent out to die with one string of text. The one effect per turn clause turns this from a worse version of Engage into a worse version of Lightning Blade. I know the attack boost is there as consolation since the card has to pretend to be
Oh
a real
my-
equip, but 400? Ooh, even Prevent Rat is trembling in fear. The spell dump on floating is obviously meant to trigger with making Ray into a link, which
That's so
again would
wild.
almost be acceptable if you didn't have to wait until the opponent's turn to do something Foolish Burial Goods does on its own. Hell, even
Yeah.
just treating himself as a spell in the grave so you can retrieve and loop him would have been kinda neat, but there's just nothing to work with here. It's a basic effect gimped into oblivion. Also, what the hell is the point of letting you activate this
wow.
during either player's main phase? What are you even interrupting with this? Hey man, stop the combo. Why, you got Ash? Nah, Look at my boy. Alright, keep going.
Main phase, I equip it.
Number 5. Ancient gears are mainly known for 3 things. Killing you and killing you and killing you! Because of this, the archetype tends to abstain from control effects, as anything deviating from the OTK strategy would be pussy behavior, Nanone. Then again, a bit of negation never hurt anyone, other than maybe Effects Georg who activates 10,000 effects a day. So last year, as was decreed because I dared to make a joke about not needing more Ancient Gear Dragons, we were supplied with Ancient Gear Dragon. Hey, Konami, I don't want Dark Scorpion Chandler the Strangler. Don't print this. Please. It's a level 5 with 500 attack and 2500 defense and cannot be special summoned. If you control no monsters or all monsters you control are Earth Machine monsters, you can normal summon this card without tributing. When your opponent activates a spell or trap card or effect during either player's turn, you can send to the graveyard 1 machine monster from your hand or face-up field or 1 Ancient Gear Golem from your deck, negate that effect.
Oh, from your deck.
You can only use this effect of Ancient Gear Dragon once per turn.
Okay.
I know Konami thinks the cannot be special summoned clause is important to Ancient Gear's identity, but it's time to stop being so fucking ancient. Yes, I know they've been ignoring this condition left and right with the new support, and most of their recent monsters don't have it in the first place, but really, it only makes Dragon that much more baffling. Was this single piece of non-destruction back row negation, mind you in an archetype that already has solid protection from back row, considered so busted that they had to bring back the old nerfing method for tradition? Even on your first turn, and taking the dumping cost as a benefit, there are way better setup tools to summon with Catapult or Tanker, because negating one Imperm is probably gonna save you if you're being this desperate. The stats are also a joke, because the 500 attack is there solely for a pointless search with box. I don't care that he has 2500 defense. Unless it's Howitzer, I'm not playing goddamn Ancient Gears to summon shit in defense position. Dragon is so bad, it's literally beaten out by Golem with no limbs.
It's amazing.
Number 4. Now, you might not believe this, but did you know that the past 10 years of Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually included a few more dragons?
What?
I hate Odd Eyes. They're odd and ugly and stupid, and looking at Performapels gives me liver failure. Due to the anime and manga, all subgroups of the archetype have had a lot of worthless shit printed for them, but as I stated earlier, I'm mainly curious about the game original outliers. And what stuck out to me in that regard was Odd Eyes Wizard Dragon. It's a level 7 Dark Dragon with 2500 attack and defense, and if this card is in your hand, you can tribute 1 Dark Monster, send 1 Odd Eyes Dragon from your hand, deck or face-up field to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon this card. If this card in your possession is destroyed by an opponent's card and sent to your graveyard...
It's wild to me that, like, this is a bad card in the context of Yu-Gi-Oh! But in Magic, it's like, hey, entomb a card with this, like, type, like a dragon type card for free, as cost. Absolutely wild.
You can special summon 1 Odd Eyes monster from your deck or graveyard, except Odd Eyes Wizard Dragon, then you can add 1 Spiral Flame Strike from your deck to your hand. Keen-eyed Odd Eyes fans might notice that this monster is basically a dark variant of Odd Eyes Saber Dragon.
I never would have known that.
This was also not a great card, but considering it came out in a 2015 starter deck, it was a lot more excusable.
Oh
For comparison, Wizard came out in late 2019, way after Odd Eyes support had dried out, in the same duelist pack as this peculiar little card named Magician's Souls! So what exactly is so bad about it? I mean, tribute 1 Dark Monster and dump an Odd Eyes for a decent body, which also floats into an Odd Eyes and their signature attack spell?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound awful. But if you take a closer look at that summoning condition, you might notice it doesn't dump Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, nor an Odd Eyes Dragon monster. It specifically dumps the Odd Eyes Missing Link. This is a monster that existed for an entire half an episode before it became permanently transformed into the Pendulum variant, an act which is still heavily scrutinized by judges worldwide. Very few people remember this thing even exists, even fewer have actively ran it in a deck, and Wizard Dragon absolutely did nothing to change that. It's pack filler excused as a callback to a starter deck boss monster, and I will only forgive it if they keep up the bit and start printing 1 for each attribute up until 2040, making them worse with each one. But until then, this is not a wizard, it's a scam artist.
Yeah.
Number 3. I'm sorry guys, but this video could have never contained only one TCG exclusive. And in this spot, we have every single War Rock! Just kidding. Being one of the worst decks ever printed, period, kinda disqualifies them from even being on here, because the bar for their support is in hell in the first place.
Yep.
Instead, we're revisiting the dreaded second wave trend with the ever so regrettable Bee Troopers. What began as a basic but cool insect archetype based...
Look at them! They're so cute! Why can't I have this in Magic?
Swarming was followed up in the next set by a wave focusing more
That's
on
a castle on a stag beetle. Give this to me.
tokens and giant cumbersome boss monsters. I've debated whether to highlight one of the latter,
Look
as its
at it!
existence only makes future insect decks more susceptible to super poly board wipes,
That's
but
so
instead
cool.
settled on a trap card, as this video is kinda lacking in terms of back row. Bee Trooper Squad is a normal trap that lets you tribute one non-token insect monster to special summon up to one Bee Trooper token, which is a level 3 earth insect with 1000 attack and defense, for every 1000 original attack of the attributed monster. You can only activate Bee Trooper Squad once per turn.
Okay, so it's a rough equivalent to, you know, sacrifice a creature, make a 1/1, make a number of 1/1s equal to that creature's power, which I don't hate, except that even in Magic, the power of that would be then looping it, and this Yu-Gi-Oh fundamentally understands you have to once per turn stuff.
Multiplication of Fans came out in 2003. It's a spell, and it tributes any insect to summon...
Oh, and I forgot, trap cards, you have to wait a turn to use them, which we don't even have an equivalent for that in Magic.
2 tokens. And it has an ant with a big ol' smile. No, there aren't really any substantial benefits this gives to Bee Troopers, let alone generic insects. It's ungodly slow, doesn't trigger shit, and if you're gonna use a Bee Trooper search on a piece of back row, it's gonna be the counter trap. What else do you say, but the squad is not on fleek, fam.
No!
Is what they would say in the last acceptable year for this card to release. Can we move on to the next Number 2! So I know I said I'm straying away from boring, direct adaptations of bad anime and manga cards, as tempting as it was at points, but what about adaptations that aren't boring? The ones that take an utterly bland, unimpressive card from 13 years ago and decide to make it worse. Infernity Queen is a level 3 Dark Fiend with 300 attack and 900 defense, and says, if you have no cards in your hand and this card is in your graveyard, you can banish one Dark Monster from your graveyard, then target one Dark Monster you control. It can attack directly this turn. You can only use this effect of Infernity Queen once per turn.
This card has its effect while it's in the graveyard, and it makes it doesn't. Oh no, sorry. It can target itself. It doesn't have to target itself, but it can. To just give you one unblockable attack.
You can only use this effect of Infernity Queen once per turn. For reference, the manga cards did not require you to banish a monster, nor was it limited to dark attributes. Worthless direct attack effects seem to be an ongoing theme with this list, and this one is especially nasty, seeing how attacking is about the last thing in Infernity game plan. Like, yeah, they do it, but mostly just out of obligation.
Call me if you need a search.
The cost is particularly annoying because the deck had 0 banish retrieval up until a few years ago, and if you're in the TCG, using said banish retrieval is essentially a humiliation ritual. I activate Return of the Reaper and special summon. No, we're not in Japan. Read the card's name.
Oh no.
This what? There's more words.
Oh no.
This creepy little punk. That's right. That's the card you play. Now swing for game. You creepy little punk bitch. To make sure the situation doesn't happen, don't run Infernity Queen.
Is this what it feels like to be playing Magic cards in non-English?
Number 1. Oh. Big number, that 1. If we're going backwards at least. I've debated a lot on this one.
Alright.
Many a sleepless night was spent in front of a notepad document, scrolling Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro deck for inspiration, and trying to remember if you still only have one normal summon per turn or if they changed that. And then it hit me. Forget context, forget synergy, forget card design. The worst support of the past decade is tilting entrainment. What do you mean you made a new train, but as a level 8 synchro that supports pendulums? Do you know how many stations removed that is from what qualifies as a train in this game?
What?
I don't know what track you're trying to ride here, but I'm not boarding. And that's it, ladies and mental gen, railbikes and railcars. Thank you for watching this video and...
What? actual number one? Oh my god.
Number 0. Being a protagonist archetype, Utopia has received copious amounts of support, which gradually increased its competence over the years. However, it being exclusive to the Extra deck has made said support a bit tricky to wade through, having to account for Utopia variants, Zexal weapons, generic Xyz and number support, and of course, the Gagaga Dododo Ratata Skibidi Trololo bunch. When you consider the fact that the anime ended in 2014, that leaves us with even more than a decade of mostly game original cards, but while the majority of them served to flesh out Utopia's playstyle, it wasn't all hope left and right. On a completely unrelated note, signature move cards themed around existing monsters' attacks from the show tend to range from archetypal staples to cool flair to nauseatingly unusable.
I mean,
anyway,
yeah.
did you know that a guy that scams you in Master Duel is actually a real card? Oh great, I got a dragon ruler of fuckers. Number F0, Utopic Future Slash, is a rank 0, except just kidding, it's actually rank 1, no fun allowed. With 0 attack and defense, requires 2 Xyz monsters with the same rank, except numbers as materials, but you can also summon it by using a Utopia monster, or number F0 Utopic Future you control as material. Transfer its materials to this card. Gains 500 attack for each number Xyz monster in the graveyards. Cannot be destroyed by battle, and once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase this turn. If we're splitting hairs, this is technically an anime card, as it represents the OG Utopic Future being affected by the trap card Memories of Courage. It makes Utopia remember King Ramses asking for the slab, and it goes apeshit and kills Astral. But while it may have made sense to adapt an awful situational trap by trimming a lot of the conditions away and tweaking it into a monster that you can summon for free atop another one, the end result is dystopian. Demanding you don't use numbers for the summon was thematically fine for the original, but this guy gets powered up by numbers in the graveyard. Unless you were playing Mega Zaborg Utopia, in which case holy shit you must be bored with this game. The highest attack you're getting out of this without extensive setup is like 2500 on a good day, and that's if you're detaching the original for the effect. The effect that lets you swing twice during each battle phase. Holy crap, each battle phase? Time to bust out weather report! Oh damn! Oh damn! If you could somehow summon this right after attacking and stealing a monster with the original F-Zero, while having enough setup for a decent attack value and you could detach during the battle phase, then maybe it could potentially be a situational dual ender. But not only is none of this the case, which makes sitting on the OG
commenters sound like on my
Utopia
shorts.
a way better option, but there have also been 2 astronomically better F-Zero upgrades since that retroactively make this card less useful than a page marker, because Buku is way better for that. And ultimately, the context of this card being the celebration of the highest rated Zexal duel in a Shueisha fan poll just makes it lamer. Not that the other cards were meta usurpers or anything, but they were either just mediocre support or fun anime references, while this one is a total wet fart. Useless in function, worthless for flair. I give it an F and a 0. Thank you, ladies and mental gen, railbikes and railcars, for tuning into this 10th anniversary special. To anyone who stuck around for even half that time, this probably feels surreal, but honestly, to me this whole thing just came and went as a pleasant Thursday. Or I guess several Thursdays stretched over a few weeks. So I thought the video should be fittingly chill. Still, my immense thanks to all of you for supporting me all these years, and for having the patience of a lightstorm with my upload times. Really sorry this year has been a total drought, but we've still got a couple of months to salvage it, who knows. Also, massive thanks to everyone who submitted art for this video, as each new email was like opening a Christmas present that was either a cool robot or a pipe bomb. As said previously, you can check it all out in the description link, and as usual, you can watch me stream on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, or support me on Patreon. Now you'll have to excuse me, as I have to get back to yogurt tubing. That's good. That's really good. You gotta eat Greek. They got all the probiotics. Think I'm gonna have another.
I mean, this is the kind of brain rot that I want.
That's real nice. And the quarter century rarity really gives it a good kick, you know? Konami knocked it out of the park with this one. Oh my god. Fuck.
Okay, hang on. We gotta...
Konami knocked it out of...
Oh no. Oh, I don't know how to look up the price of a Yu-Gi-Oh card, but I hope that that card isn't expensive. Oh my god. All right. I need some lunch. Thank you for visiting. Thank you, Fatal, for your lovely time talking about your deck. Oh my god. Oh. Uh. Oh. I'll see you all later.